Here it comes from the fabulous penthouse studios of News Talk 1070 KNTH. This is The Price is Right. This is The Price of Business. Author of the hugely influential Empowerment to the People, award-winning, nationally syndicated columnist, Kevin Price brings a fresh perspective to business news and the events that shape our lives. And now, here is the star of The Price of Business, Kevin Price.
Welcome to The Price of Business. I am your host. Glad to be with you every single day, Monday through Friday here on News Talk 1070 AM KNTH. Glad to be able to visit with my good friend Lin Fisher about a big event coming up right around the corner and so much more. Lin, how are you there at Baker Communications?
Hey, Kevin, doing really well. Thanks so much for having us.
Why don't you take a minute to kind of give the audience a little bit of, your elevator speech, if you will, for Baker?
Yeah, sure. So Baker Communications is a performance improvement company, and what we do is we deploy peak performance and transition, or actually we should say transformation services and solutions. And what that really means is that our clients have been really, really pressing us to help them become more effective, more productive, and really help them reach their peak performance levels. And, every business has to transform, and every business has to, grow into their next chapter. So as we help companies increase their ability to perform, we're also helping them transform themselves into their next chapter.
Okay, very cool. So tell us where it begins.
Yeah, so one of the first things I want to just let everybody know, we're super excited to announce that we have a new website that's been completely redone from top to bottom, way more than just look and feel. And you know what really it's all about, Kevin, and you and I have talked about this before, it's all about your outcome. What is it that you want to accomplish as your end result? And you've heard this saying before, you should always start with the end in mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't understand why a lot of businesses, including Baker's business for quite some time, we really had to rethink, our positioning and what we really meant as far as value to our customers. And what we've done is we've transitioned ourselves into an outcome-oriented company. And what I mean by that is that if you go to our website, which is www.bakercommunications.com, you'll notice that our entire site and everything that we're saying to our visitors and our customers is that, what do you want to accomplish today? What's your number one outcome that you must achieve? And so, as such, our entire set of services and products are geared towards what you need to accomplish today. What's on your top 3 list?
Mm-hmm. So on my top 3 list, you want to know?
Yeah, what's your top 3
list? Oh, man, you're gonna nail me on this. Well, I'm working on a new website called usdailyreview.com. Spend an enormous amount of time getting that accomplished. Of course, my show is my number one priority every single day as far as business, and making sure I get quality guests like you and the other fine people we have lined up throughout the day. And then to try to do, those both have short-term and long-term objectives. And then part of my goal for this day is to actually do some long-term planning and making sure everything complements rather than has me scrambling in a million different directions.
Exactly. And you know what ends up scrambling people in a million different directions, including myself, is not starting with the end in mind, not starting with the outcome and reverse engineering what you need to do and only the things that you need to do in order to get to that outcome. And it sounds, fairly rudimentary, but we all get so distracted with so many different things, and, sometimes we don't stay focused on what we need to get done rather than what we like to do or what we think needs to be done, et cetera. So, those top 3 things you've got, sounds like you've got a full plate.
Yeah, well, and I learn a lot from people like you, and it is a busy day. But it's a lot of fun. Doubt, and I tell you, that's part of, I find that those who accomplish most are those who make sure that their days are very full. I remember when I was in college, my first 2 years of college, I was single. I didn't have to really work. I had a full scholarship, et cetera. And I was a really marginal student academically. I took about 12 to 15 hours, and then my last 2 years of college, which was about 4 years later, married with a couple of kids, working 20-plus hours, and a couple of semesters taking over 20 hours a semester, and I was a 3.8 GPA the last 2 years. And, it's something about having a lot to do that makes you get a lot accomplished.
Yeah, well, Kevin, you're a much better student than I am, and it sounds like you've got a strong constitution, but, That's exactly right. When you get organized and you stay focused on the net results that you're looking for, it tends to rearrange your day, and you tend to let go of things that aren't very important or don't really add to your outcome, and you just stay focused on what you need to get done. So, one of the other things I wanted to share, and our time goes by so quickly, I just want to make sure I get this in. Mm-hmm. One of the other new offerings that we're really excited about, which is very innovative, is something that I'm personally really charged up about, is called Revenue Race School. And I've talked about this as well offline, but Revenue Race School is a high-energy, visceral experience designed to ignite fresh thinking around the ultimate race in business, and that's the race for revenue. Every company's out there. A lot of companies, of course, have a focus on innovation and design and R&D, but the fact is that revenue is what drives those things, and every company has to figure out how to monetize what it is that they're in business to do. And so the outcome for participants in this Revenue Race School will be to literally walk away with a bucket list experience, basically driving behind the wheel of a high-performance sports car, and also come out with actionable ideas and innovative thinking around revenue generation. Mm-hmm. How do we actually apply some of the new best practices to today's revenue generation practices, that being marketing, sales operations, and training. What do we do, or what are new companies and companies that are expressing the best practices that are out there, how are they leveraging these things to get more money in the door? And so this experience is quite literally, we will take our participants to Skip Barber Racing. I don't know if you've ever heard of Skip Barber. I think you have, because I've actually taken the school myself. And what it is it's a professional driving school on real racetracks. And what they do is they teach you how to drive these high performance vehicles around the track. And then intermittently we'll sit down and have round tables and talk about revenue generation. But the whole concept, Kevin, is designed to really link the high performance nature of racing to the high performance nature of business. Mm-hmm. And essentially, as a race car driver, you're going around lap after lap. Every single lap you take, every single turn you take, you're trying to shave off time. And in business,
we've got about 30 seconds.
Yeah, and in business, that's what we're trying to do as well, which is be more effective, be more efficient. And what we want to do is link those two experiences and then have our customers and prospects come out of that with fresh new ideas to go back and take to their businesses to implement.
Awesome. That's what you guys do at Baker Communications. You guys are the leaders at what you do, and I'm delighted to be able to work with you. Looking forward as we get closer to the big event that Salesforce does here in San Francisco. We're going to have a great time. BakerCommunications.com. Again, BakerCommunications.com. That phone number real quick.
Phone number is 713-627-7700. Go to that website, www.bakercommunications.com, and look for Revenue Race School.
Great transformation. I love what you guys are doing over there. Thanks so much.
You bet, Kevin. Thanks for the time.
All right, more after this right here on News Talk, 1070 AM, KNTH.